Hi there, I'm Christina from hairromance.com and today's video is all about frizz. I happen to be dealing with a lot of frizz today because I had a fail tutorial, which you might have already seen. And I'm going to talk about all the different ways to deal with frizz and what you can do when you have to wear your hair and it's frizzy. Now, first off, I really want to say that frizz isn't bad. I actually really like a little bit of frizz, and I'm not here to tell you that you need to stick down and get rid of any frizz that's in your hair. I really like frizz because it gives you volume, gives you movement. I think it's more fun, it's a little bit more relaxed. There's so many things that I love about frizz. So this isn't like an anti-frizz video. I'm here to help you deal with it to get to the style that you want to achieve, but I don't think the goal should be just to completely have no frizz at all. I think that no frizz can sometimes look too flat, a little bit oily, like I don't know, it's not my preferred look. So I'm all to say, like, I love a little bit of frizz, but when you're dealing with frizz, you probably want to get rid of that like main halo effect. And so we're going to work about that sort of thing. I also want to get a little bit of a tough message out first, which is that beating frizz when you have dry hair like this is not the easiest way to do it. If you really want to avoid frizz and minimize that, you need to start back in the shower. When your hair is already dry and frizzy, you're doing things to try and mask it and stick it down, it's only going to be temporary. If you really want to work with reducing frizz overall in your hair, it starts in the shower. Something I like to remember is that friction equals frizz. So anytime that you're being rough with your hair, towel drying, letting your hair sort of just do what it likes, sleeping on a cotton pillow, all these sorts of things, any kind of friction on your hair is going to create frizz. So it's kind of like an overarching theme that is not something you can do right now when you really need to style your hair, but something to think about for future hairstyling days. Changing your pillowcase from a cotton to a silk or a satin is just going to make your hair a lot smoother in the mornings. Changing your hair towel from a regular terry towel to a cotton t-shirt. The softer the better, and you want to just squeeze your hair when you're drying it. You don't want to be like roughing it up because that's immediately causing frizz. In the shower, you want to make sure you're using moisturizing products for your hair because usually frizzy hair is reacting to the environment, and so it's trying to get more moisture, so that's when your hair will react. So if your hair already has enough moisture in it, it's going to be less reactive in humid environments. While you're still in the shower, it's also the time to set your hair so that you make sure that frizz doesn't get a chance to form. I recommend applying products when your hair is really soaking wet in the shower. So that's things like an oil or a moisturizing curl cream. Not sure whether you're styling your hair curly or straight, but it doesn't really matter. Applying product into really wet hair means you need to use less product and you'll get a better result at the end. Then once you've applied that product into wet hair, you need to set it. With curly hair styling, if you look at my curly hair routine, that's when I use a gel. And a gel is the product that's going to coat my hair, allow it to dry in that shape that I want, and then I can break that cast afterwards. But if I want to wear my hair wavy or straight and I'm going to be blow drying it and heat styling it, that's when I'll actually set my hair with a sort of like a moisturizing cream, usually like a heat protectant cream. That's what I like to use then. And actually the act of heat styling it, actually stretching it out with a brush and then heat setting it, is what's going to stop the frizz from forming. Using that heat styling correctly is going to allow my hair to set in shape that I want. If I let it just air dry, that's when it's going to become a little bit frizzier for me. So blow drying it and actually setting it with a heat styling tool, or using a gel when I'm styling it curly. There's a lot of tips in this video. So that's all for future hairstyling days. Remember, the main tips are friction equals frizz, apply your products into wet hair, and then decide how you're going to set your hair. But let's face it, we're not doing that every day, and you might try it and it fails, and you end up with just a lot of hair that doesn't really know what it's doing and wants to go in every direction. So let's work out what we can do when your hair actually looks like this. Before we start styling, I want to have a quick warning about some hair products. When your hair's frizzy, it's really tempting just to reach for those like frizz-free products, a shine spray, an oil, things like that you want to apply into dry hair. And while in certain styles they can work, most of the time any sort of shine product is just going to make your frizz shiny. They're not actually strong enough to hold your frizz in place. They're just going to actually catch more light to your frizz. So really try and avoid any shine sprays because they will just highlight your frizz more than actually tame it. The first anti-frizz style I want to show you is going to be a braid. You might think it's easier to wear your hair down when it's frizzy, but trust me, wearing it up just gives you a lot more of a solid style that will last the whole day. So here's my go-to braid if I decide my hair's looking like this and I really just want to wear it up and fast. Let's get started. Create a side part and pick up a section of hair by the part and split it into 3. We're going to create a Dutch braid, and so that's crossing the sections under. Cross the right under the middle and then the left under the right, and on the next cross we're going to pick up and add in hair from the front. We're going to continue adding in hair, and we're going to angle this Dutch braid from across the top of our ears across to the other side. I start with smaller sections, keeping the braid quite tight, but then I work into adding larger sections along the way. My hair can get a little bit tangled, ouch, but just work with what's happening with whatever frizz is happening and take in as large a section as you need for your braid. Once you reach the other ear and all your hair is added in, finish with a regular plait. Take a small clear elastic and use this to secure the end of your braid so it's invisible in the finished style. Now you can go back and adjust the start of your braid, stretching it out if you need to, just so that it looks a little bit more detailed. Now we take the end of the braid around and lay it over the top of the original braid and curl the ends under to create a bun. Depending on how long your hair is, you might just lay it across all the way around your braid, or you can tuck it around underneath as well. Secure it in place using bobby pins. Then if you've got any frizz sitting around the top, I like to spray a little bit of hairspray onto my hand and smooth it over to catch all those hairs. And you can use a brush as well just to smooth any layers and hold them in place. Or if you prefer, pull out some pieces around the front and embrace that little bit of frizz to give it a little bit more of a relaxed finish. I really love braiding because it instantly transforms your hair into a style that everyone will love and is really comfortable and easy to wear all day too. You don't need to learn a bunch of styles, you might just learn one that you really like and that's your go-to style whenever you have a frizzy hair day that you need to deal with. It's also great for when you're out and all of a sudden it rains or the weather's turned really humid. A braid like this will save any bad hair day. If braids aren't your thing, don't worry, I've got a really easy solution. Requires no hairstyling skills at all. All you need are a couple of hair accessories. So let's get started on that one. This is my super quick style when I need to distract from the frizz, and all you need is a hair elastic and a cute scrunchie. I am going to do a quick top knot, grabbing all of my hair up as high as I can. And then I'm just going to twist it around to create a bun. Now, because my hair's frizzy, I'm definitely going to tuck the ends in and make sure they're all hidden away. This is also a good style if you need a haircut and you don't want everyone to see your split ends. Tucking them under here works really well. And then you just take your scrunchie and pop it around with these cute little details. Honestly, you'll be surprised. No one will notice that your hair is frizzy when it's up with such a cute little accessory. Any accessory is a great way to distract from frizz. You could tie a scarf around your bun, grab a few clips and pop them in. Anything would work really well. For example, if you didn't have the scrunchie, let's take that off. You'd have your bun like this. I'm taking a few cute accessories and adding some clips here at the front. Works really well to add that same sort of detail. And when people have something else to look at, they won't really notice the frizz. And most of the time, we're more concerned about it than anyone else is as well. Now, if you've got a scarf, try this variation. I've got a small square scarf here and I'm going to fold it diagonally to create a triangle, and then I'm just going to roll it up to create sort of a longer piece here. Then I'm going to take all of my hair up into a high pony and secure it with an elastic. Squeeze that nice and tight so it's sitting really high up on your head. Then I'm going to take that scarf and take the end and put it through my hair elastic. You want it to be roughly as long as your hair, so if you've got longer hair, use a longer scarf. Now we're going to plait that scarf into our hair. So we're going to split our hair in half and use that scarf as the third section. So just doing a basic braid or plait, adding that scarf in. Then we're going to create a bun with this. Twist it around, tuck the ends of your hair under, but you can leave the edges of the scarf out if you like, and then just pin it in place with bobby pins. This style is great if you have fine hair because the scarf adds extra bulk to your hair, so it gives you a much larger bun without having to use any hair extensions. And if you're getting a lot of frizz back here, again, spraying some hairspray on your palm and then wiping it up your hair will just smooth down any of those frizzy layers. But if your hair's frizzy and you really want to wear it down, you don't want to wear an up style, keep watching. Now, if you really still want to wear your hair out and the frizz is driving you crazy, here's a way you can restyle it. I'm going to use a little bit of a leave-in conditioner. This is the Orbe Priming Lotion. I normally love this on damp hair when I'm wearing my hair curly, but it's going to work to just add in some extra hydration and help calm down some of this frizz without adding any shine. And then what I'm going to do is actually just add in some curls and waves through the top layer of my hair, and you'll be surprised how well that will kind of blend through. You don't need to restyle all of your hair, just the top and maybe a couple of layers at the front, and use that frizz underneath to actually give you more volume in your hair. Now I'm going to wear a hot styling glove for this. Normally I was not doing this, but then I burnt myself a couple of times, so if it comes with a hot glove, I definitely recommend wearing one or order one online. And I'm going to be using my, this is a 1 inch, slightly larger actually, I think it's like a 1 1/4 inch curling wand. And I'm going to use this one just to add in a few curls around the top layer of my hair. It's a good idea to brush your hair through because you don't want to be adding in any knots, and it allows you to get a little bit more tension. Because when we're resetting this frizz, we really need to have the hair exactly where we want it. I'm going to smooth down the top, and then I'm just going to wrap the hair flat against the barrel to add in a few curls. Good if you turn the curling wand on. Oh, it's completely cold. That's why that happened. Oh, well, give that a second to heat up. The idea is to keep your hair stretched out so that what we're doing is reshaping it so the frizz is taking a new form and actually reconnecting in with the rest of your hair. And I'm going to be laying the curl flat against the barrel, and you can twist it around a little bit, moving it up and down. This will stop you getting a really, really tight curl, more of a wave, and smoothing that frizz in. And that hair's just going to be a lot shinier than the rest of my hair. That is what's going to attract the attention. So by doing just the top layer of your hair with these curls, you get to create a softer look that looks a little bit more polished and locks away the worst of that halo frizz. Halo frizz is always going to want to separate, so you're going to have to use heat or a much stickier product to actually hold it back in place. And when I say stickier product, I mean more like a much heavier wax or a paste, something like that, which I will show you on the next style. If you're looking for another option, if none of these have been the one that have solved your frizz problems for today. So you can see just by adding in a few curls there, I'm going to let them cool down and then I'll break them up and combine them with the rest of my hair. But they will actually start to show you how the frizz is only sort of sitting in certain places. In a similar way, it kind of reminds me of when I had quite bad acne. You'd think that you had, and most people who have sort of problem skin A lot of their skin's actually quite great. There's just a few spots, but you're always looking at the spots so you don't notice the rest of the great skin. So it's like just covering up those few little tiny areas and drawing attention away with the rest of your hair that's actually looking great. You'll notice that that frizzy section you thought was really awful, all of a sudden all starts to come together. Just by covering up a few little sections, all of your hair looks more restyled, and you don't need to do all of your hair. Now I've just styled this side and I've only added in 5 curls, and I'm just going to use a little more of that conditioning treatment because I know my hair really likes moisture, so I'm just going to use a little bit of that just to break those curls up a little and blend them in with the rest of my hair. And add that moisture back into the ends. Then over the top, I will add a little bit of hairspray and smooth that through. I'm not sure how well this is coming across on camera, but I really wanted to show you that all of a sudden, with a few moments, not having to restyle all of my hair, that frizz is working for me to give me volume. I've smoothed down the top with hairspray, added in moisture to the ends, and just a few curls. And that is a way that I've been able to refresh this frizzy hair into something that I could actually wear out. I mean, compare that to what's happening on this side, and I think you'll see it doesn't take much just to refresh your hair and still be able to wear it out. Now my next style solution is if you really hate frizz and you want something super sleek. Let's go. This style is going to take all of your frizz and hide it into a super sleek bun. Sometimes you think going for a sleek style might be crazy when your hair's being frizzy, but there are products you can use to really tame your hair, and then I'll show you what to do. A secret with styling these sleek styles is the type of brush you use. I'm using my Mason Pearson hairbrush, which is a ball bristle brush. And these bristles really work to stretch your hair and keep it really, really sharp. Using a brush that has larger vented bristles won't work as well, and it will leave marks in your hair. These tight bristled brushes really, really work to give you that sleek style and tame all of your frizz into that style. So we've created a part, and now I'm going to use my brush to brush all of my hair down into a low pony at the nape of my neck. There is really a secret with these brushes because they create a lot more tension in your hair, and it allows you to get that sleeker finish than you can get with other brushes. I mean, they're quite expensive, but you can get some other types of bristle brushes that are a bit more affordable, but a brush like this you'll have for a lifetime, and it really does make the difference when you're styling. So now we've got our nice low pony, but we want to sleek the ends of our hair down. So for me, for having thicker, curlier hair is when I'm going to go back to using a little bit more of my leave-in conditioner treatment. But if you have fine hair, you may not need to, you can probably skip this step. Then I'm just going to twist my pony up and around. And pin it in place with bobby pins. Now, of course, we're still going to have a few fuzzy flyaways here because that is totally normal. It's new hair growing through. It might be a little bit of breakage. All of those things are really normal. So I'm going to show you what to do. This is what you need. I picked this product up when I was in Thailand, and I believe it is a Japanese styling product. And it's exactly for this purpose. It is a frizz tamer. It's a paste that is in a hands-free container, and all you do is smooth this down your hair. And this allows you to stick down all of your frizz. I actually think it is so amazing. It also adds a little bit of shine. And then you can also just go over if you need to with your brush, just to make sure all of that hair is neatly defined. I swear this product is pretty life-changing. I am going to try and find a link to make sure that we can get it here as well. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start importing them. This is amazing. But if you don't have this, this is very similar to a lot of other styling products for short hair. You're looking for a wax or a paste that you can use and smooth over your hair. You need just to warm it up in your hands first, and then you can smooth it over, and that is going to give you a perfect frizz-free style. And don't overlook the Humble hairspray. I really believe this product is incredible for taming all those flyaways, either spraying it on your palm, spraying it directly onto your brush, and then smoothing it down. Hairspray is totally underestimated when it comes to taming flyaways. I honestly can't believe how well that's worked. I think it's quite hard to see on camera, but my hair has not a single flyaway here and is so shiny. I am very impressed. So that is when you really want no frizz at all, super sleek, slick down hair. After slicking my hair down and getting rid of all that frizz, I realized I really miss the volume. Frizz is not all bad. I really love it sometimes. Even when my hair is really curly, I actually like to just mess it up, shake it around to get a little bit of frizz in there, because to me, frizz equals more volume, and I don't think you should be worried about trying to fight it completely. Hope one of these styles or one of these tips I've shared here has really helped turn your frizzy hair day around into a good hair day. And if you've got any questions, comment in below and I'll answer you there. You can also come over to hairomance.com, where I've got lots more tips and tutorials and styles for every kind of hair type. Have fun with your hair, and I'll see you next time. Bye.